Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Actually, good morning, I should say. It is March 19th. It's Tuesday, and been a little crazy with lots of stuff going on. But I'm happy you're here with me tonight, and we got a great show for you. We're talking about a great topic. Thank you for being here, whether you're here at 10 minutes to 1 in the morning, 10 minutes to 1 in the afternoon, 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 12 noon, 12 midnight, doesn't matter. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. So let's get right into it without further ado. So understanding kindness, series 3, show number 12. In the granular master topic for tonight is understanding the power of kindness, understanding, spreading, and embracing. So it's unlocking the power of kindness, understanding, spreading, and embracing. First thing we're going to talk about is empathy in action. Empathy in action. I think that's a really cool thing when we think about empathy and action. So empathy, as we navigate life's challenges, it's really critical to recognize that everyone is fighting their own battles, right? Embracing empathy and understanding paves the way for meaningful connections. So when we're empathetic, we're putting ourselves in those person's shoes. When we're compassionate, we understand, but when we're empathetic, we're like really pretty much involved in their life. Like we feel it as if it's happening to us. And embracing empathy is not easy. And understanding the paving the ways for others may not be easy either, but it is the truth, ladies and gentlemen, empathy. If I had to ask our friends, we've asked this before, but what is empathy? According to Merriam-Webster, what is empathy? What is empathy, ladies and gentlemen? What is empathy? And I think the biggest thing about empathy is that it's about our life. It's about our feeling states, right? That's what empathy is. It's a feeling state, but it's a noun. And it's a being aware of and sharing a person's feelings. So it's not just being aware, but it's really sharing. It's, taking part in those feelings. That's really important. So I like to say empathy is as if you're wearing those person's shoes for whatever time period you're in. So that is empathy, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to share an important quote that I think would be really cool. The quote I want to share with you is by Jackie Chan. Sometimes it takes only one act of kindness and caring to change a person's life. Let me say that again. Sometimes it takes only one act of kindness and caring to change a person's life. That's priceless. Absolutely priceless. And I want to share another one right now with you. By Princess Diana. Carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you. Let me say the same again. By Princess Diana, carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you. Princess Diana. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is the gift of giving. We've talked about this a little before, but I want to dive a little deeper into what I mean by this. The gift of giving. Carrying out a random act of kindness, as Princess Diana said, right? With no expectation of reward. Safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same. So kindness knows no bounds. It has the power to brighten someone's day, often when they need it most. So let's pay it forward and let's spread joy wherever we go. I think a lot of people feel that if they spread joy, they're going to take away from themselves. But the truth of the matter is you're not going to take away from anything. You're actually just going to make life richer and more fuller and much more beautiful for you. So I think that's really cool. So knowing the gift of giving is really, really cool. All right. The next thing, love as a language. Love as a language. And we actually have a love expert that's going to come on again soon. We had him on not too long ago, but he'll be coming on again with us soon. He actually had a book and he has a cube, which I'm in the process of reading. Love is a language. So spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. Let me say that again. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. In a world where negativity can weigh heavily, let's choose love as our universal language. Each interaction is an opportunity to uplift and inspire others. Bet you never thought about that before. When people are in the world and maybe they're challenged, then that's an opportunity for you to uplift them. It's an opportunity for you to spread joy. It's an opportunity for you to make them feel loved. It's an opportunity for you to get them to enjoy who they are. That's powerful. Let me say that again. Love is a language. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. In a world where negativity can weigh heavily, let's choose love as our universal language. Each interaction is an opportunity to uplift and inspire others. Love as a language. So when you think of love as a language, I think the challenge is people say, well, gee, how can love be a language? I don't understand that. I think it comes down to the fact that love being a language, and I was saying this yesterday, that, how do you make someone who's blind feel loved or cared about? How do you make someone who's deaf cared about? But again, not being derogatory toward them, not trying to put them down, just trying to help them in the state of life that they're in. And just doing what you can to make them feel good and even better, but not making them feel crippled or anything like that, because I think that's key. The last point I want to go on tonight is transformative compassion. Transformative compassion. Sometimes it takes only one act of kindness and caring to change a person's life. Sometimes it takes only one act of kindness and caring to change a person's life. We heard this before. Never, 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 never underestimate the impact of a simple gesture of a heartfelt word. Though compassion and caring, we have the power to ignite positive changes in the lives of those around us. Let me read this again. Sometimes it takes only one act of kindness and caring to change a person's life, as I have here, my notes. Never underestimate the impact of a simple gesture or a heartfelt word. Through compassion and caring, we have the power to ignite positive changes in the lives of those around us. So if somebody's having a bad day and you suddenly put a smile on your face, or you suddenly give them a box of chocolates, or maybe you just bring them a cup of coffee at work or something, it's going to uplift their spirit. And we know from studies that when we uplift our spirit, it causes this chemical reaction. This chemical reaction from the dopamine, the serotonin in our brain actually causes us to feel better, not just psychologically, but physically better because of the chemical reaction. And it actually causes our body to be healthier and things like that. But you have the power. It's almost like, when you light a fire and you strike a match, you have the power to light an amazing fire. You have the power to strike up tremendous kindness. And I think this is something that is very, very key. Okay. I think it's very, very key. I think knowing and doing are two different things. We can know something all day long, but if we don't do it, it doesn't matter. What do they always say? Thought without action is dead. So don't just think about something all day long. Go do it. When you get that inspired action, go ahead and do what it is you need to do. I think that is the message I want to send home tonight. So let's review what we talked about today. We talked in the very beginning, we talked about, unlocking the power of kindness, understanding, spreading, and embracing. So we have to understand what kindness is, which I think you guys are getting an idea of what it is now. We know that we've got to spread it and we've got to embrace it. So when someone else shows us kindness, we've got to, accept it. We've got to love ourselves with that. When we spread it, that's when we take the joy, when we take that love that's in our heart and we project it outward. We can do that in what we say. We can do that in what we do. We can do that in, like I said, our actions, our smiles, our gestures. Lots of ways we can do that. And I think when we do that, a lot of times people get taken back. Just a smile. The smile's free. It's just a smile. You remember what Paddington Bear said the other day, right? Paddington said, "It doesn't cost anything to be kind." That's right. So I have one question. If it doesn't cost anything to be kind, why are some people not kind? I think what makes people not be kind is maybe something that happened to them. Maybe it was a bad situation. Maybe it's a personality that we hit into. I'll give you an example. I had something today. I was having somebody help me with something, and they were just running into a wall with this person. And I just called the person back. I was very nice, and they got back to me, and it changed. You see, when you change the perception of the outcome, guess what happens, ladies and gentlemen? The outcome changes. Let me say that again. When you change the perception of the outcome changes. There are a quarter of people that are worried about their kindness because they're afraid it'll be taken for weakness. That's one reason people are not kind. But that's not a reason to not be kind. Being kind is going to help not only others, but it helps our health. Kindness is this magic bullet. And when we unleash kindness from our heart, it gets people to smile, gets people to put a jump in their step. Let me ask you a question. Maybe you're at work and maybe somebody brought you a cup of coffee or a drink or something, right? Did that surprise you? Did that make you feel really good? Now let me ask you something. Did you want to do something else for someone else because of it? Did you do something else for someone else that day? Maybe not that day, but did you eventually do something for someone within a few days? Chances are you probably did something. Maybe that day. Maybe you decided to, when you're at the grocery store, buy something extra for maybe somebody that takes care of your kids, or maybe you wanted to bring something to the doctor's office. You just wanted to do something a little bit extra. Not because you were going to get anything from it, but it's you want to say thank you. It's this urge inside of us that we want to say thank you. And when words can't convey thank you, I always say there aren't enough words in the English language to convey my thanks. And that's why I brought you some food, or that's why I brought you this token of my appreciation. When people understand that kindness is a way of life, and you're around kind people, kindness is positively contagious. positively contagious. So that means if you see me being kind to someone, you're going to want to carry out that kind act too. Tomorrow, maybe there's someone in your office or maybe someone in your neighborhood or your school or whatever that maybe you're not kind to. What I'd like to ask you to do, if you would for me, is if you would just be kind to that person just for one day. And tell me if it changes the dynamic between that person and you. Maybe you have a person at the office that is like the person that's so stickler to every detail, right? Show them a little kindness, and now you're going to see that they might not be so strong on dotting the I's and the T's. Maybe they were right to the minute on something. Because you're a little kind with them, they now might lighten up a little bit. Now, you're not doing it to get them to lighten up, but you're doing it because you want people to live on that bristle of enthusiasm. I believe it was Brian Tracy that said that. And he said it in the sales training, but it's really true about everything else in life. We want to bristle with enthusiasm. We don't want to overboil and we don't underboil. So we want to bristle with enthusiasm so people can see it. They can notice it, but it's not like, causing a big ruckus. It's a light ripple. And that ripple just sort of flows right through. What happens if you take your hand in maybe a pool or something and you hit it? The wave kind of goes from one side to the other, right? Now, you can make a simple push and the water go through. You could also splash, and that would cause a lot of eruption, right? But when you just push the water, you still get the water from one side to the other. When people start to experience kindness for the first time, they're like, oh my gosh, what's this? What are you doing? I'm being kind to you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this fantastic evening. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Please do follow me on TikTok. Really would appreciate that. And I'll catch you real soon. All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your morning.